Dear students, today we are going to discuss about the plant hormones, which is in the unit 5 of Science and Technology grade 9. Dear students, in previous class we studied about human glandular system, where we have studied about the different kinds of hormones secreted by the endocrine glands of human being. Do you remember what we have discussed about? What are the functions of human hormones? Yes, that means all the physiological functions of our body are performed by the help of hormones. These hormones are secreted by different types of glands. Just recall it here in this. There is endocrine system where we find various type of glands. Okay, here there is pituitary gland. Do you remember? What does it secretes? Yes, it secretes two types of hormones. Those are stimulating hormone and growth hormone, which helps in the growth and development of the human body, and stimulating hormones stimulates other glands. Because of that, we called it as a master gland. And similarly, there is thyroid gland which secretes thyroxine hormone, and parathyroid gland which secretes parathormone hormone, adrenal gland which secretes adrenaline hormone, gonads secrete different kinds of sex hormones. In the combination of these, that means by the function of all these hormones, we become healthy, and all the life process are also performed in a simple manner without disturbing any functions of our body. But if there is imbalance in the hormones, our body may dysfunction. Sometimes there is excess amount of hormone, and sometimes there may be very deficiency of hormones. If there is efficiency and deficiency of hormones in the human body, there are different kinds of problem may rise. So to be healthy, we must get, that means, balanced amount of hormone. For that, we have to take balanced diet, regular exercise, etc. We have discussed in a previous class. For today, we are going to discuss about the plant hormones. Do you think plant also produce hormones? Have you seen any plants which responds towards the external stimuli? Let's discuss some questions related to this. Do plants show reaction towards the external stimuli just like animals? For example, if we feel cold, we used to wear sweater, jacket, we used to take heat from the different sources. Even we take sun bath, we take heat from the fire, etc. Okay, and when we feel very hot, what we do? We just sit under AC, okay, or we sit under the tree to make our body cool. Similarly, do plants show such reaction towards external stimuli like light, water, gravity, touch, etc.? Have you seen? Have you seen touch me not plant? Touch me not plant. Have you seen? Yes, in Nepali we call Lajjavati Jhar. Yes? Yes, when we touch its leaves, just it closes its lips. That is the response shown by this plant. That means there are certain hormones which are secreted by the plants or glandular tissue of plants, which help them to show the reaction. And similarly, always roots grow towards the gravity, that means towards the center of the earth. And similarly, stem always grows towards the light. Even though if you grow the plant inside your dark room, or if you grow some plants inside the room, their stem or their shoot try to go towards the light. So, plants also produce certain hormones which help them to show the response towards the external stimuli. And also, not only the external stimuli, other life processes, just like in the human body, there are various type of life process occurs in the plants, like photosynthesis, respiration, growth, and also there are various metabolic activities going on inside the plant cells. To perform those life processes and different physiological functions, plants also produce hormones. Okay, next, have you ever seen people using hormones to produce plants artificially? Nowadays, people used to grow unseasonal plants. That means previously, we used to see certain fruits in a certain season only, certain vegetables in a certain season only. Those vegetables which are seen during winter season, which are grown during winter season, we used to get during winter only. But nowadays, we can get those unseasonal fruits and vegetables in a different time period too. Those vegetables and fruits which we get in winter, now we can grow in summer also. How it is possible? So, people, that means when the people used to grow those plants artificially in an artificial condition, by creating an artificial condition, they used to use certain kind of hormones which are required for those plants. So, the people use the hormones to grow the crops and also yield the more products, or to increase the productivity of the crops. They used to use different kinds of hormones which are synthesized artificially. So, these plant hormones are nowadays synthesized artificially too. And they use them to grow the plant faster, ripen the fruit faster, and also produce more amount of seeds or more number of fruits. In this way, they are using the plant hormones artificially. They are using different kinds of hormones. What effects will be seen in the human health due to use of artificial hormones in the plant? Have you ever think? Sometimes we hear people used to buy the vegetable from the market and they keep in their home. After 2-3 days, the size of that vegetable grows. For example, pumpkin. They bring small pumpkin. Sometimes happen, not always, sometimes. Small pumpkin they brought from the market, they kept in their home. It is already broken from its plants, but it is plucked out from the plants. But even though it is kept in a home, it grows its sides. How it is possible? That is because of hormone used in that fruit. Its effect is seen later on also. If we consume those vegetables and fruits in which more amount of hormones or the artificial hormones are used, it shows negative effects in our health. So, based on this question, you may have guessed that what we are going to discuss today in our lesson 2. Okay, let's start. What are plant hormones? See, there is a small plant is growing and here germination is going on. After germination, the seedling is growing and a plantlet is developed. How it is possible? How this small, that means the dormant seed germinates and how its size grow continuously. Just think once, see, small dormant seed, we just sow in the soil, it start to germinate. After germinating, it continuously grow and develop into a small plantlet. How it is possible? What changes occur there? Yes, there are certain hormones which are naturally produced by the plants. Those hormones help them to grow. Even though we are not using artificially any hormones, those hormones are secreted in the plant by the glandular cell. Those hormones which help in the growth of the plants, ripening of the fruits, other physiological functions of the plants, and also some life process of the plants, those hormones which help them in those functions, those are called plant hormones. How these plant hormones and from where those plant hormones are secreted, can you say? Yes, we have studied in this unit in a previous chapter, that means plant tissue also, yeah? What you have learned? There are various type of tissue, is it? Glandular tissue. In the plant tissue also there are special type of plant tissue where you have learned about the glandular tissue, which used to secrete enzymes, hormones and other products also. So here how can we define the hormone? Means hormones are the special secretion of glandular tissue of the plants, which are made up of different kinds of chemicals. Based on their function, their location, their composition may be different. Okay, so here just see this picture. In this, where the cytokinin is, where the auxin is, just it is a symbolic representation. Generally, there are mainly we are studying, there are various types of plant hormone, but here just auxin and cytokinin is shown. Mainly this auxin and cytokinin helps in the growth of the plants from seedlings to the big plant. Okay. Generally, this auxin is found on the tip of the shoot. It is produced at the tip of the shoot, whereas cytokinin is synthesized at the tip of the root. So, what are the characteristics of plant hormones? Just we know that these hormones are secreted by the glandular tissue. Yes, what are glandular tissue? Already you know, yeah, already you have studied in this previous lessons also. That means those are special cells are present. They have the capability to secrete some secretions. Special secretion of that glandular tissue is the hormone. These hormones are made up of various kinds of chemicals and they transmit or transfer the messages from one part of the plant body to the another part of the plant body. Just like we have studied in the human hormones are also called chemical messengers. Your plant hormones are also chemical messenger because their synthesis, that means they are synthesized in the one part of the plant, their function will be in the different part of the plant. And they are transferring some messages from one part to the another part. Because of that, it is called chemical messenger. And next one is, what are the importance of these growth hormones or plant growth hormones? Especially we are dealing with plant growth hormones. What are the importance? See here in this picture, this farmer is injecting some hormones to the plant. Why he is injecting this hormone to the plant? Can you guess? Yes, already we have discussed these hormones are essential for the growth of the plants and also fruiting, also flowering, also ripening of the fruits. So for that purpose, that means if the plant growth is not perfect, then we have, that means if there is any deficiency of hormones, plant cannot grow properly. So to grow the plants properly, we have to supply some special kind of hormones at the special time. For example, during germination time, they need a kind of hormone, and during flowering, they need another kind of hormone, and during fruiting, they need another kind of hormone, and for the ripening of the fruits, they need other kind of hormones. So we can say that there is a special time, or in a specific time, they need special type of hormones. So Nowadays there are different hormones are secreted, that means synthesized artificially, and these are provided to the plant artificially also. See here, these fruits are shown in this picture. For the ripening and growth and ripening of the fruits also, we need to supply some what? Hormones. Naturally plants produce hormones, but if we need more number of fruits, we need to ripe the fruit very faster, then at that time we have to apply some hormones which are essential for them. These hormones play a very important role in the growth, development, fruiting, ripening of the fruits, dispersal of the seeds too. Already we have discussed this about these things. Next, what are the other importance of the hormones? These hormones help to show the response towards the external stimuli. Just like gravity, roots always grow towards the what? Center of the earth, yeah? That is due to the gravity. Roots shows positive response towards the gravity, okay, which is known as geotropism. And similarly, shoot always grow towards the light. Yes, see here, even though we are just, that means bend the plant on the ground also, it always grows towards the light. If we keep the plant inside the room also, it should always try to go outside where light is present. So it shows, that means, which is known as phototropism, response towards the light, that is called phototropism. And if we use some chemicals also, that means it shows response towards the chemical also. Towards some chemical, they will always move away from some chemicals and they will move towards some chemicals. That is called chemotropism. And also, already I have told you, this is touch-me-not plant. When we touch these leaves of plant, see, just it close its leaves. But if we leave it, then after some time, these leaves will open as it is. And also, how this sensation transmitted from one part of the body to the another part of the body of the plant. Is there any special system? No, there is no special system. Just this sensation is transmitted from one cell to the another cell. Okay. Here, see here, this plant is kept inside the jar. Okay. The jar is opened at the upper part and this is growing straight. Here, the opening is towards the left side and this plant is also growing towards the left side. And here, the opening is towards the right side. So, this plant is also growing towards the right side. In this way, always the plant shows the response towards the light, which is known as phototropism. Another one is, just see here how these are germinating and how these are growing. There is also role of hormones. These hormones are helping them to germinate and grow faster. Next, especially we talk about the auxin and cytokinin. See, auxin and cytokinin are the important hormone of the plants. Especially these auxin and cytokinins are used in tissue culture. What is tissue culture? In grade 8 in artificial reproduction also, we learned about the tissue culture. Tissue culture means by preparing an artificial medium, we can grow a large number of plantlets by using the tissue of the plant, which is very useful for the endangered plants all. Here, while preparing medium, what they do? They used to use this auxin and cytokinin as a growth hormone. That means, what is growth hormone then? What is plant growth hormone? Those hormones that helps in the growth and development, that means overall growth and development of the plants. Either it is from germination to the fruiting or up to the death, we can say. That means always there is growth occur after fruiting, its age is finished, then plant also die. No? Before till the death there is growth occurs, and till that time hormone is acting. But especially those hormones which help in the growth and development of the plants, those are called plant growth hormones. Then what are the plant growth hormones? There are various types of plant growth hormones. Just we discuss about the some hormones like gibberellin. It is a kind of hormone which is present in the plants, and it helps in the organ development, plant growth. Also it helps in the germination and flowering of the plants. Next one is auxin. This auxin is a plant growth hormone which is especially secreted by the glandular tissue present at the shoot tip, and it helps to grow the shoot taller. Okay, it helps to grow the shoot taller. Okay, then this auxin also help, that means maintain the apical dominance. What do you mean by apical dominance then? You know that when we just pluck the tip of the plant, does it grow taller? No. If we don't pluck out, then always the plant grow taller, because at the tip of the shoot or there is a apical meristem. Yes, already we have discussed in the previous lesson. There is auxin which helps in the cell division and cell growth. As a result, its size increases and increases. It maintains the apical growth. And next one is brasinosteroid. This brasinosteroid is another hormone which is also very important hormone which promotes the plant growth. Also, it helps in the development of the seed also. Next hormone is ethylene. This ethylene is another kind of hormone. Especially it is used to ripen the fruits. Even in, see, nowadays we used to pick out the fruits from the trees before it ripen. Then artificially we try to ripe it like bananas, mangoes. Yes, at that time people use this ethylene artificially. It is a chemical substance which is used as a artificial hormone to ripen the fruits. Next one is cytokinin. Already we have known about the cytokinin, where it is present, where it is synthesized. Yes, it is synthesized at the root tip, and it helps in the growth of the roots. Yes, during tissue culture also, especially this auxin and cytokinin are used in a proper amount. If it is used in a proper amount, there is a shoot system and root systems are grown properly. If it is not used in a proper amount, the tissue culture may be failed. Because if there is more amount of cytokinin, only roots will grow, stem will not grow, or the shoot system will not grow taller. If we use more amount of auxin, only shoot system will grow, not root system. So, if such imbalance occur, we can't get healthy plantlets. So, while using these hormones during tissue culture, we have to use it in a proper amount and at the time of necessity also. That means which hormones should be injected at what time. We should be very clarify about these hormones too. Next one is location and functions of plant hormones, where these are present, how they help. Just we discussed, even we have discussed a lot about this. Generally, plant growth hormones are found at the tip of shoot and root system. Why so? Yes, only in the root tip and shoot tip. Why? Those are the growth point. Yes, the plants grow from the root tip or shoot tip. Why? There are apical meristems. Apical meristems are present always in the either shoot tip or root tip. Yes or no? So because of that, always these hormones are also located on those places where there is growth occurs. Even in the middle of the, that means at the site of internode, upper and lower part of the internode, where it helps to grow the length of the internode. The main function of the growth hormone is growth of the plants only. Next, auxin. How this shows the different function. Just see here, it is just like a tissue culture. Yeah, this germination period, only shoots are growing here. These small shoots are growing here. With the help of auxin, this shoot system is developed. And it also helps in, this auxin also helps to show the response towards the light. See here, these auxins are present at the apical meristem, and due to presence of this auxin, it also shows the response towards the light. Here light is given from the upward position, so it is growing upward. Here light is given from this side, so this auxin shows the response towards the light, so it is this tip of the shoot is growing towards the light. Also, this auxin also helps in the apical dominance, maintain the apical dominance. And what other function does this auxin perform? See, first one is plant growth. Another one is vasculature complexity. Have you seen any plants which have midrib and many veins and veinlets? These all vasculature complexity is maintained by the auxin only. And development of the flowers also. It also helps in the, that means it responds to the stress also. It responds to the, sometime in the plants also, with the people used to cut it just for, that means bend it. There are different, that means external agents used to cause harm to them, stress to them. That stress is also responded by this auxin. And also it helps to maintain the, that means maintenance of the stem cell. In the stem cell there are cell division occurs, those are also maintained by the auxin. Next, cytokinin. Already we have discussed about the cytokinin, where it is present at the root tip. See here, these roots during germination period, the roots are specially grown with the help of cytokinin. If there is excess amount of cytokinin, it disrupts the growth of the shoot, just it grows the roots only. So the balancing of auxin and cytokinin is very essential, and these cytokinins always help to grow the healthy roots. These roots help to absorb the water and mineral from the soil, and it also gives grips to the plant. So these cytokinins are very important for the plant growth and development. These hormones also help in the cell division, growth and development of plants. Then in overall, what are the functions of plant hormones? Just its germination, abscission, dormancy, ripening of fruits, maturity of the plants, flowering of the plants, which already we have discussed in the previous slides also. Now, this is the tissue culture. Artificially, we are growing some plants in a artificial medium in our laboratory. Here, this is a petri dish where we keep some medium, and there is a callus is growing. That means it is already callus is growing. That means a mass of tissue is developed. There is no differentiation of root, stem and shoot. Leaves also not developed. Okay. Just after development of this callus, they used to separate, that means cut it into small pieces, and then it is shifted to the another medium where they maintain the amount of cytokinin and auxin in a proper amount, which help to grow the root and shoot in a proper way. So this also very important to grow quality fruits and vegetables, and also to grow the unseasonal plants. Just let's recall the name of hormones or the plant hormones and their function. First one is gibberellin. What it does? Already we have discussed germination. It helps in the germination, plant growth, flowering, development of seeds, dispersal of seed from the fruit. Dispersal means just that means taking out the seeds from the fruits. Next one is auxin. Already we have discussed so many times. Cell growth, apical dominance, grow the tip of the shoot towards the light. Next one is brasinosteroid. This brasinosteroid promote plant growth, germination, nitrogen fixation. What is nitrogen fixation? In an atmosphere, there is large amount of nitrogen, and plant needs nitrogen for protein synthesis. Just this help to fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil in the form of nitrate, that is called nitrogen fixation. And it helps in the increasing the immunity power of the plants. Plants also face different kinds of diseases, different kinds of deficiency, and at that time this hormone, this brasinosteroid, helps to develop the immunity towards those kind of diseases or deficiency, etc. It also helps in the stress tolerance. Next one is cytokinin. This cytokinin helps in the cell division, affects the apical dominance. That means it prevents the apical dominance which is caused by the auxin, and promote auxiliary bud growth. For example, if we just pluck out the tip of the plant, from just below that many branches come out. Yeah, that is because of growth of this auxiliary bud. And also it helps in the main function is, that means growth and development of roots. Last, that is ethylene. It helps in the ripening of the fruits very faster. These are the some of the hormones, plant hormones, which we discussed today. Just remember this, make a table, and you also just practice it to perform in the class or share with your friends. Next one is, already we have discussed that nowadays there are various kind of artificial hormones are used. Yes, and while using those artificial growth hormones, what precautions should be used? First, auxin and cytokinin should be mixed in a proper proportion. Already I have told you, if it is in an improper proportion, what happens? Yes, there may be not proper growth. Sometimes there may be more number of roots only, not shoot. Sometimes only shoot growing, no roots. So there will be imbalance. Next one is, it should not be used in an excessive amount, just for the commercial production of vegetable and fruits. It may cause different kinds of diseases or different harms to the human health also. These are the different kinds of hormones we have discussed. Now just practice to choose the best answer from the different options given below. Okay, first question. What are plant hormones related to? There are some options are given here. This first option is a messenger made of chemical substances. It is a nutrient. These are the minerals, or these are the biocatalyst. Which option is correct? Very good. The first option, that is, it is a messenger made up of chemical substances. Okay, next question. Which part of the plants naturally produce hormones? Which one? We have studied various kind of plant tissue in the previous lesson. Parenchyma tissue, xylem tissue, glandular tissue, lactiferous tissue? Which one? Yes, glandular tissue. Already we discussed, yeah. Next one is, in this figure, there is a response of the shoot towards the light is shown. Okay, which plant hormone is responsible for the given activity of the plant? It is the question. Which hormone? Yes, very good. Which one? Auxin. And next question, which of the following statement is correct? It is given. There are certain, that means 4 statements are given. Out of 4 statements, which one is correct? There is, generally, growth hormones are produced in the growth zone of the plants. Yes, auxin and cytokinin are animal hormones. Another one is, excessive use of plant hormone is good for human health. Hormones helps in growth, fruiting and ripening of the fruits. Which one is correct? See, 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4 or 2 and 3. Which one? Yes, very good. It is 1 and 4. That is, generally growth hormones are produced in the growth zone of the plants and hormones help in growth, fruiting, ripening of the fruits. Okay, that's all for the today. Thank you very much. All of you practice different questions which are given in your book. Thank you. Bye-bye.